Talmor, Shishin Magachi. Talmor is my home. My family have worked the land for generations. My gran says the island does not belong to us, but we belong to the island. And we must be ready, for a great evil is coming, and death follows with it.
Listen and subscribe to the latest season of Undertow, The Harrowing, a Storyglass production presented by Realm, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Contained herein are the heresies of Radolf Buntwine, erstwhile monk turned traveling medical investigator. Join me as I study the secrets of the divine plagues and uncover the blasphemous truth that ours is not a loving God, and we are not its favored children. The heresies of Radolf Buntwine, wherever podcasts are available.
And now, stop me if you've heard this before on the Toddcast podcast.
Over the years, you've heard fitness trainer and model Jessica Kiernan on the podcast a few times. You'll love her social media presence, lots of great advice, nutrition, meal planning, working out, that sort of thing, all the pics and videos as well. She has a 30-day fitness challenge on her website that is an absolute killer. And the last time you heard Jessica on the cast, we talked about her crush on actor Henry Cavill, the fact that she doesn't make long-term goals. We talked about gambling. The Super Bowl halftime show came up. Why drinking water is so good for you. How it's hard to reach your followers on Instagram because of the algorithm. She shared the worst job that she's ever had. We did the 3 albums on a deserted island question with her. Talked about Star Wars, weed, Pinky Blinders, aliens, and stop me if you've heard this before. Jessica talked about when she decided to dedicate her life to health and fitness.
I was like 15. I mean, I remember I was like 15 because I remember seeing Kiana Tom on Exercise TV.
Okay.
And I loved her. I loved her body. I loved her hair. I loved the makeup. I loved the outfits. She was a sex bomb. And she was on the beach in Hawaii with this gorgeous tan and big boobs. And she was doing the most. She was just killing it. And I tell you what, I loved her tips. I learned a lot of stuff from that. And then I got into it because I started reading the magazines and getting more involved and had trainers and it just went from there. It was just more of personal for me because I just knew it looked really beautiful, and I was like, that's what I want to achieve, and I just made it happen. And then as I got older, I started reading the Zone books, and Jennifer Aniston was really big back then, so I was like, what was her diet, and that became a thing. So I learned how to cook through those books in that manner, and I started learning a lot of things like that. So that was another new way of getting into nutrition and kind of really being more adamant about what was in my body and how to make food properly and that sort of thing, and portion sizes.
Stop me if you've heard this before on the Toddcast podcast is powered by FKP MMA, Vancouver's #1 training destination at fkpmma.com.
Contained herein are the heresies of Radolf Buntwine, erstwhile monk turned traveling medical investigator. Join me as I uncover the blasphemous truth of a plague-ridden world, that ours is not a loving God, and we are not its favored children. The heresies of Radolf Buntwine, coming January 2nd, wherever podcasts are available.